Yeah, exactly. So you go right ahead. Right.
Is this actually the mic right here?
That is the mic.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So I should probably put it closer
it's
to
on
my
like. Yeah, you got it. There we go. Nice. You look so good.
Thanks, mate.
Great.
Yeah, I feel
You
great.
came dressed for the occasion.
I feel like £1,000,000.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Already assimilating with the culture here, my friend.
Yeah.
Lovely. Oh, did you buy that chewing gum from the shop down the road?
It was one on Stokes Croft.
They're selling that down the road.
Yeah.
You can buy like a box of like 10 for like 50p at the minute.
Ah.
I think it probably fell off the back of a lorry or something.
Yeah, I'm surely. It's like Polish wholesale gum.
Oh, Polish wholesale gum. Only the finest.
Yeah.
Right, there's that.
Have you got like a piece of scrap paper I can just put? I don't want to use this if it's
There's a whole book here.
just like rip out like one piece.
There you are, sir.
Nice one, thanks.
This is all going to stay as part of the episode, by the way.
Yeah, good.
We're all about authenticity here, man. This is raw. This is real shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck about? Let's do that.
You check the levels?
Nah, that was fun. All right, we're in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This month, I try and do weekly episodes, but they end up being monthly episodes. So this month, we are here with the American ambassador to the UK, Farsight. I was going to say DJ Farsight, but
You're being funny, mate.
listen, I'm a funny guy. What can I say? Fill air for a second. I'm just going to check that we're still recording. Fill air. Say something.
I got it.
Okay. Nice. Have you got? Hell fucking yes. I used to have that on my phone when I was younger. I didn't realise that those soundboard apps were still doing bits.
Yeah.
How often do you use that?
Anytime I'm at Belters. I'm doing Belters, you know?
Go on. The boing is a classic. Did you download it specially? Just say yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Farsight, you are a DJ and producer, believe it or not. Is that correct?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
From San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yes!
Well
First
done,
try.
well done, well
First try.
Yeah.
How long have you been producing? Because I found your stuff originally through a few of the bits you were doing with Scuffed, right?
Yep.
But I'm sure that I assume that wasn't your first release anyway.
You know, I never wanted to do this DJ thing. You know, I always wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer, but my parents were just like, you got to be a DJ, man. And
I hate when parents push their children to be DJs.
yeah, it's really, you know, I really, you know, I really, you know, I've never actually spoken to them, but they always tell me they want me to be a DJ, and you know, I had to give up. I was almost about to graduate from law school, and then now I'm just a DJ. Yeah.
Do you ever think about following your heart and just sacking it off and becoming an underpaid medical professor or something?
Nah, man, it's too late.
It's too late.
Too late. I'm out here making peanuts. I'm out here turning the wheels of steel.
Grinding away on the fucking...
Grinding at the snowmill.
Yeah.
No, but I've been producing since like, gosh, probably, I mean, since like uni, but like...
And you're old as fuck, so that's like a long time.
Like my 50s are well
Also-
behind me, mate. Yeah.
That chair is slowly going to sink throughout the episode, so if you want to give it a little doink on the way up, then that's fun. Or if you want to just like stay slowly sinking,
No, I like
that's
the
also
idea
fine.
that if it cuts to me, I'm a little bit lower
Yeah,
every time.
nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So when was uni for you? Like 40 years ago?
Yeah. It was. I mean, you know, the '90s were a crazy time, man. Like,
Things are so different back then, bro.
it was just simpler, you know.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just get
yeah.
it. I mean, there's a lot of things. I won't go into detail. No, it was like the 2010s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Early or late 2010s?
Just bare early, man. We're talking 2010, 2014, man.
Okay.
University of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was when you first got into music. Sorry, I'm just taking my necklace off because it's making noises on the microphone.
Am I boring you? You can take your necklace off now. Who's Miles? Who's Miles? All right.
I don't know who that. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Miles is. Sorry.
What's Belters, man?
There we go.
Tell me about Belters.
Oh, is the interviewer becoming the interviewee?
Yeah. What's up with Belters?
No,
man?
bro. I was just asking you about your. Okay, what do you want to know?
What's your deepest, darkest secret?
So I hate doing this fucking podcast.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a secret. That's not a secret.
I mean, the cloud is not gonna chase itself, man. You gotta get on the treadmill.
Listen, mate. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Say it.
The only reason I do belters is for the clout.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Look at all the clout it's got on me, man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Mate, I'm the coolest kid in town.
under the jet. What is that?
Oh God, I was being facetious, and now you're making it sound like I was being serious.
See how I did that? I took that out of context.
He flipped the switch on the motherfucker.
Yeah. What are you gonna play this Saturday?
Oh, I don't know. Well, so this episode is going to be out after that, so I can say this now because I've already played the set.
Yeah.
I don't really know why they booked me.
I mean, it seems more straight ahead UKG vibe.
Yeah, I don't. Airspace, all the power to you. They're not going to listen to this episode anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't have a single like UKG tune on my USB anymore. Yeah, just put it there. That's fine.
You only do strictly party bangers now.
Well, but I mean, yeah, you said it, not me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for those that aren't aware, I just forgot that this is being recorded. Airspace, but they were doing this, they did, I guess, because they're speaking this in the past tense now. This party, it's called Under the Jet Festival, right? You're not going to be here for it, are you?
No, I'm getting the hell out of town. I don't want to be here for you playing. I don't want to see you play.
It's completely fair. And it's underneath like a jet plane in this like sort of warehouse. I don't really know what to expect. But I'm sure it'll be amazing. And obviously I'm super grateful that they booked me. And like obviously Airspace, the fact that you know about Airspace shows how much they're killing it.
Yeah, Sasha's jokes, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm super glad to be booked. But my first thought was like, I'm sort of the only person on there that doesn't necessarily play that sort of like bass music-y sort of sound.
Yeah.
Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe they think that I still play that sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell them that I don't.
Maybe they just like what you do and they want to have you rep for the city.
Maybe.
Yeah?
We'll let the audience decide.
We'll let the audience decide.
I like it. Drop a comment.
Drop a comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Hit that bell. Please hit that bell.
Give us some bits if you can spare them, you know. But tell me, so if you could have one adjective to describe the label, and it can't be party or bangers.
Neither of those are adjectives, first of all. They're both nouns.
Yeah, well, easier. That's even easier. You can't use them. I went to uni, I'm smart.
Yeah, what did you study? DJing?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. One adjective to describe the label. My first instinct was to say pointless, but that's really rude to all the music that I've released.
That's quite rude.
So I'm not going to say pointless.
I'm going to tell Dan.
Well, I mean, he's going to listen, so.
Yeah, well, he'll know.
He'll know. He already knows.
Longies. So how is it back-to-back in him? I see you've done a couple
You're jumping between questions right now. My God.
Oh, come on.
Keep it going. I hadn't thought of the adjective yet. How is it going?
Adjective first.
Adjective first. I'm going to say pink.
Okay.
And then go on, next question.
All right. So what's it like back-to-backing with Longies?
Horrible. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
He always, whenever I try to cue a tune, I look at him and he'll give me this look and he'll just sort of stare at me, sort of. For the audio only listeners, I'm doing a glare right now. And he'll sort of shake his head. And then he'll take over and he'll go onto his USB and he'll load up one of his tunes for me. And then he'll say, now you go.
Yeah.
So I never get to play any of my own music when I go back to back with him.
Right. Yeah, it's a bit of a wanker, isn't he?
You said it, not me.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to...
Listen, mate, you're not here to make friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in this game to stir shit up.
That's right. That's what I've always been about from the jump. You know, I really don't care about the music. You know, it's kind of like, it could be anything. You know, like if electro swing gets popular, I'll play that. I don't care.
That is classic American.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's how I roll, man.
Chasing that bag, bro.
That's it. No, but you know, I do think that the underground electronic scene is like like compared to like 10, 15 years ago in the UK, there is this like more of a business mainstreamy kind of vibe.
Okay, you're being serious now. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, now I really have something to say.
Okay,
now I have
okay.
something to say.
Okay.
Because I feel like, you know, like I'm done. To be fair, like I wasn't here to experience it or live it like 10 or 15 years ago, but just from my perspective.
Yeah.
And now I feel like there's a lot more like I was always into the weird freaky shit, you know, like obviously breaks, broken beat, like, you know, whatever you want to call it, all this like early post dubstep, like whatever kind of music. And I feel like now there's quite a lot of like, I mean, you know, and I'm not like, I've been starting to make like more four to the floor stuff as well, but I do feel like there's been like this overarching trend of like more what I would traditionally consider to be underground artists going for like a mainstream sound.
What's a mainstream sound?
Four to the floor, palatable.
Yeah.
Kind of like, not like, I don't even really, I think I used to just hate on tech house for no reason, but now kind of like, I do like some of it.
Yeah.
But-
No, I think I agree with you on that, yeah.
But it is like, to help describe it, I do feel like just sort of more generic kind of tech house.
Commercial
kind of
sounding stuff, right?
yeah, palatable, like
Yeah.
not challenging.
Yeah.
Which I get it, like, you know, like I've been doing this longer, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't want to play like the weirdest possible tune every time I bring up a tune. So I get it, like I've been kind of like having a broader range of selections, but it is interesting because I feel like, I don't know, I just have this perception, like you can't even go see like a grime DJ now. Like where would you even go see that? I mean, except for like, maybe like Oblig's night or something.
I was having this conversation with another guy who was on a couple months ago, and he runs like a sort of grime night in Bristol, and he was saying the same thing in terms of like Bristol used to be such a cultural hub for that sort of music.
Yeah.
And now you would struggle to find like a proper, like a real, what you consider like actual grime focused night it's not like multi-genre, you know?
Yeah.
It's that multi-genre thing as well, is so big now as well. I love it or hate it, it's like a huge thing. And you are right about the four to the floor stuff. Why do you think that it's gone that way? Do you think that the more four to the floor sounding stuff has like a more of a connection to the commercial sound, or do you think that those things are separate, but they've just like coalesced at this point?
I mean, I think it probably has something to do with the fact that people can't make make money releasing music anymore, and you have to like.
Too fucking right.
It's like,
Jesus.
you know, and you want to get like festival bookings. Like I have a day job, you know, like, and so I'm not as scared of like, and I don't like have anyone breathing down my neck to be like, yo, the next release has got to, you know, do this many numbers or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I can just be like, you know, fuck it. I feel like making, you know, whatever goofball music I want to, but, you know, I think it's a different consideration if you have like. Maybe not for everyone, but I imagine if you have like a team and maybe you are trying to go professional, what are your like, and you are trying to do like underground dance music and you are into DJing, what are your options if you want to actually make a livable wage, especially in a city like London, and then try to get booked for events that can pay real money,
Yeah.
which is likely going to be a festival, or maybe not. I mean, maybe not even, right? It depends on your level as an artist.
Yeah, sure.
But it seems
sure.
like from talking to people, like the going rate in London until you hit a certain level is like. No more than 200, 300 pounds.
You think so? We're talking cold hard cash.
We're talking cold hard. We're talking Reddies.
We're talking
cold
wonga,
hard-
my friend.
Wonga. That's
Cheese,
wampum,
if you will.
Wampum.
Wampum?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, maybe if you spend a little bit more time paying attention in uni. No, it's like it's like an old timey American slang for money because
Wampum.
it refers. Hey, give me the wampum. That refers to like Native Americans used to trade shells for currency.
Oh, so it's kind of a little bit
Say it.
insensitive.
Oh! All right. Knives are out. Knives are out. Knives are out, Miles.
What's your day job?
None of your concern. No, it's really boring. It's not even worth talking.
Tell me about it.
Nah, it's so like.
Listen, if you're uncomfortable with it, that's fine.
Okay, fine. I'm a lobbyist for tobacco. No.
I knew it.
Yeah.
That's what you're chewing right now.
Yeah,
You're on the chewing tobacco.
I'm so addicted, man. I can't stop it. I get so mad if I stop, man.
Angry.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Okay. So Incredible Hulk, mate.
I can't. It's on my writer. I need like.
I won't be able to see you for the green screen. You'll be so green.
That's right. I'll just be like a floating North Face, and I get like Bruce Banner, mate. Like I wake up somewhere and I just have a shredded pair of shorts on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh.
And your HD 25s on your head.
Yeah, I'll exactly. And I'll wake up at Turbo Island, just like half naked.
Come
just
on.
Like,
there you go. You're getting it. You're getting it. He's getting it.
I hear it's for sale.
Yeah, it is. £55,000 apparently for the land.
Are you trying to go in for it?
Trying to team up with a few people and turn it into some nice student flats, I think.
Everyone I talk to is like, yeah, we're gonna turn it into student flats. That would be the most shit student flat, because like you had, I mean, to be fair, my idea of a nice flat is like some privacy, and that would be the least.
Yeah, but when you're in the first year, you don't care about that. You just want to be in the action, don't you?
Yeah, I guess all you need is like cider and some pingers, and you're like happy, right?
Speak for yourself, mate. I don't drink cider and I don't do none of that poison.
Are you a first year? Well, you're not qualified to speak on the subject.
Next question.
Hey, did you go to university in Bristol?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What was that like?
It was great. I had a fucking great time.
Yeah? On the sesh constantly?
No, mum and dad.
Mr. and Mrs. Belters.
Yeah, thank you, yes.
Listening now.
I thought you were going to say my actual surname then. You were going to dox me.
Nah. And we're currently at...
Someone said my address on a previous episode. I had to beep it out. I said, what are you doing? We're fucking recording an episode right now.
Dude, wow. That's dirty, mate.
It's so dirty, isn't it?
Wow. No, they're coming for your neck, man.
But no, yeah, it's a great city for studying and for going to uni, but it's such a student-heavy city. Someone told me a statistic the other week. I'm going to butcher it completely, but it was something like everyone that lives in the BS1 postcode, so like the city centre.
Does that include Stokes Croft?
Yeah, like most of Stokes Croft, where like all the clubs and that sort of thing are.
Yeah.
Everyone that lives in that area, I think it's like only 40% of the adults who live in that area are in full-time employment because the rest are all students.
Is it?
Which is fucking crazy. Like you have to think about like during the summer here. You were here during the summer for like a week or so.
A moment, yeah.
It's great. Bristol in the summer is fucking incredible, but like club nights are just dying out. Like there's nothing. Like people aren't around, but you almost don't notice it because it's sort of like a slow degradation from like sort of April to about June. It's slowly sort of people start to leave the city and go back home for the summer, and then like September rolled around. Like 2 weeks ago, like everyone that I spoke to was like, you can feel that like there's so many more people in the city again, and like clubs are just filling up. Like I played a thing with Longies the other day. He did like a Longies and Friends thing, and we played back to back. And we weren't really sure what to expect because it was like this sort of venue that we didn't really play at very often, and yeah, we weren't really sure what to expect. And it was like fucking rammed, and like we were not expecting it at all. It just shows basically how important students are to the nighttime economy, especially in this city. What's your experience of that in the US? Is it a similar thing or?
I mean, well, to be fair, like I've never seen anything quite like Bristol as far as like being from America, but being relatively plugged into UK like dance music. I would see my mates from Bristol post events, and so I'd see all the names of like Lovin', Crofters Rights, like Cozies, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I come here, I didn't I have no concept of where they are in relation to each other.
Yeah.
And then you come here and you realize they're literally all within
so close to each
within
other.
like 3 minutes, if not like some are like literally facing each other on the street. And so when I was here last time, even though it was summer, I would just see like Thursday night seemed like the biggest night. Like people were out till like 4 on a Thursday, which is mad. Like that's just not a thing. And like wherever I've lived in America, I think maybe in certain like small student communities, but like not with this kind of dance music, like UK dance music, obviously. And it would be mad. I was just like, I remember being at Love In and just seeing people like queue to come in and then just like leave with all their mates, go across the street in a line and just be like bouncing around. Yeah. And like, that's so important to a scene. And I'm sure that really contributes to like people getting into DJing and like being able to build a name for themselves. But do you feel it's hard for Bristol artists to break through in London?
I mean, that's a different thing entirely though, right? Because that's the whole like, it's really difficult in Bristol, I think, because there's always a danger, and this is at least from my experience from people I've spoken to, there's always a danger that you sort of start to be seen as like a Bristol DJ.
Local legend. Exactly,
yeah. And when you become that, it can sometimes be very hard for you to like assimilate into different scenes in different cities, I think. Like there are some people that hit that ceiling in Bristol and they might be playing almost every weekend in Bristol and doing really well, but I feel like something like that has a bit of like a time limit on it, right? Because if you play every weekend in the same area, people are going to stop showing up to see you because they've seen you a million times before. But then it's like, because you play so much in this area and you're known for, being like the Bristol guy or like the Birmingham guy or whatever, other places don't really think that you match with their culture, and you know, I think there is something to be said for like the Bristol scene and like the Bristol sound and like Bristol crowds and all that sort of thing. But I think that you do run the danger of not being able to convert that into like, external places. I think there's definitely a micro scene here in potentially a larger way than it is in some other cities, you know, which is great for like sort of emerging artists and up and coming artists. But I think that someone who starts in, say, I don't know, fucking Norwich, for example. You been to Norwich?
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
You're not, I was gonna say you're not missing much.
Whoa. Shouts out Norwich, big ups to Norwich Method. You're welcome, book me anytime you want.
There we go, yeah. Through. Big up the Norwich man then, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that even though it's geographically further away, I think that maybe because there's less of like incredibly intense like micro scene there, you have the ability to move around the UK much easier than you do in Bristol. Bristol's almost its own musical ecosystem, right? Which has its pros and its cons, but I think yes, it can often be harder for you to break out of that. What's your experience? Why do you ask?
I'm just kind of curious. I mean, because as someone who's like, I feel like I've spent so much time, like from like, I don't know, let's say 2009 to now, just like listening to loads of like UK music, listening to Rinse all the time, and then only like in the last 5-6 years actually getting to spend decent amounts of time in the UK. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's funny, like I'll talk to some people and they're like, oh, you know more about like grime or like certain genres than I do. But I haven't lived the experience.
Because you've been studying it though, right?
Yeah,
to an extent,
so,
right?
But it's not the same as actually like being here for it. And
it's not, but like kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to like down talk it.
No. It's just interesting, isn't it? Because like music as an experience, like you are still listening to it in the sense that you're having those same like sort of like audio experiences that everybody's having here. What makes it different, I guess, is that, well, yeah, I guess to you, what makes it different that you aren't here and that you're experiencing it externally?
Well, for example, it's like genre cycles are different. Like for example, like grime never really broke through in America. Like, of course, nowhere near like it has here because it's from here. And it's like a very uniquely British thing. And as a consequence, it's never like died because it never really had its moment.
Sure.
But here, I feel like when I was here in 2021, was I think that was the first time I had to play in London, and like it seemed like people were kind of like telling me like I like in my head I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play some grime, and people are like, nah man, it's kind of dead, like it's kind of, you know, like drill is kind of like, you know, kind of knocked it out, which is to me such a shame because like drill is so generic compared to grime.
I was gonna ask you what your thoughts are on drill. Yeah.
Can't be bothered. I mean, like, I do like, so I don't like hate it. Like, I don't, it's just not like, the thing I like about grime is how fucking weird it sounds. But like, in a way that I really love, you know, like.
I think grime was like the sort of birthplace for that sort of like 140 BPM, like bass driven, like UK rap, right? And then drill is kind of the more cleaned up version, right? It's kind of similar in terms of like its sort of rhythm maybe, and like, sort of the image that some of the artists are trying to portray in terms of like, you know, like the general vibe, I suppose. But it's, I mean, the word I could use to describe it is it's just way less grimy, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, and it seems to like be much more cross-pollinated with like American, like more mainstream like American genres or like Southern rap or like trap or whatever, in a way that it's almost like, why would I listen to this if I could just listen to, you know, whatever, I don't know.
Migos.
Sure, yeah, just in me, exactly, sure, like, or whoever, you know.
Thoughts on Migos?
Come again? Oh, well, I lived in on the Migos boys.
Yeah, thoughts on the Migos boys.
Love Takeoff, can't stand Offset. No, I just can't. I really can't be bothered. I mean,
What is it? There's Takeoff,
Offset, Quavo.
And Quavo.
Love the name Quavo is just so funny to me. It's just it's just a funny name. No, I mean, so when I lived in LA after uni. So I went to uni in Chicago, I lived in LA for a bit. I listened to rap radio quite a bit because I would just be driving a bare amount. You have to if you live in LA.
Yeah.
If you're lucky
that traffic, that goddamn LA traffic. Am I right?
You know, it's so relatable, isn't it? Yeah, no, I've never experienced. I mean, I haven't driven in England actually. I think that I would be scared too because I think instinctually I'd be on the right side of the road.
Nice, yeah.
I'd just be terrified. I still like I'm afraid to jaywalk in intersections because I've gotten so close.
What's the deal with jaywalking?
You just do it.
But in America,
yeah,
is it illegal?
Yeah, sure, but like if you're in a big city,
It's against the law to jaywalk.
is it not
there.
here?
No.
Why are they paying loads of money for fucking crosswalk signs?
Because it's safer. It's way safer than just like walking out in front of the road.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing that it's safer to jaywalk.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's dangerous. But like, it's fucking, the fact that it's illegal in America is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know a guy who got
Aren't
like
you supposed to be landed free?
Man, that's just for show, mate. That's just for show.
Sorry.
No, that's just. No, you can bag on America. I'm not like. I'm not. I mean, you know, like.
I'm gonna have just the American flag behind us for this entire episode.
Oh, I hope so. And like a crying eagle, maybe. Like
yes,
just a signal too.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
You say you listened to a lot of like rap radio when you were driving.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like actively. I don't like. Well, the thing is, like, I had quite a like boring. Middle class upbringing, and I was like very much a mama's boy and sheltered, so I didn't really.
Nice.
I was not exposed to like hip hop until much later in life. So I would turn on rap radio and be like, this is cool, you know. Like,
well, this is pretty sweet.
yeah. Oh. I mean, it wasn't like totally foreign to me, but it just wasn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't have a palette or like a concept of like how to relate these artists I was hearing to like.
Yeah.
And frankly, like that's something I'm still building. Like I have a couple friends who are much more into it than I, and sometimes when we're seshing, they'll just be like, all right, Marshall, we're gonna play some rap songs, chill out. And, I'm gonna play. I have a friend from the East Coast. Shout out to Phil. He'll just
Big
play
up
me.
Phil.
Big up Philco. He'll just play me like he's from Baltimore, and he'll just play me like R&B from the '90s that I just never found. Like I don't know, like introduced me to Blackstreet. It was like an artist I never heard of, or I was just like, what is this?
Sick.
And I'd heard the sample like loads of times, but I just never heard the tune.
Sick.
But
That's always nice.
yeah, fill in your musical blind spots a little bit.
Phil be filling in.
Phil be filling in. What are your musical blind spots, Miles? What do you know nothing about?
I
mean, what did you listen to? Were you like into like rock, like indie?
It's funny. I just pre-recorded my show on Swoo FM. Swoo.
They shut down for a while, right? And then Rinse acquired them.
A couple years ago they shut down. Yeah, and then Rinse bought them out again.
What's that? Cool FM, Swoo.
Yeah, Cool Swoo, Rinse, and Rinse France. I think.
Genius, man. It's just in there. Just.
Got his fingers in all the pies, my friend.
Yeah, he's gonna buy NTIS. He's gonna get.
Oh, how do you know about his plans, bro? What the hell, man?
I'm gonna leak your address and tell everyone.
Genius gonna come for me. Fuck. What was I saying? I was recording my show the other day, and usually I have a guest on, and we like chat, and I do an interview and play a few tunes, whatever. But this time I didn't have a guest on, and it was just me. It's a more music-focused show, and I thought I'd play some songs from. I want to say my childhood, but I feel like I'm still very much in my childhood, to be honest with you. So I would play songs from my past.
Yeah.
That sort of helped. I feel like were quite important in terms of my musical development and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Used to listen to a lot of like, I was a big like Tyler the Creator, Odd Future sort of kid.
Golf winning.
Big time. I got the shoes, the shorts, t-shirt, the whole deal.
Wait, let me ask you. You like dubstep, yeah?
To an extent, I had a little bit of a dubstep phase, but it was never really that big on my radar.
Okay, so you would take Goblin by Odd Future over Goblin by Koki, is what you're saying?
Oh, easily. Easily.
Right, can carry on.
I'm getting cancelled for this now, but so there was that. But then I also really like sort of like this, the classic like sort of really into like Bob Dylan for a little while.
Sure, Bob Dylan.
Really like that. The two Bobs, Bob Dylan and Bob Marley, the two boys.
Do you like Joni Mitchell? I just started getting into her. She's like
I don't really know. Sing me one of her songs.
No, I can't.
Come on.
I've been sleeping on her too. So here's the thing, like, singer-songwriters are that category is so male-dominated as far as like who's really big.
Yes.
And it's not because there's not lots of talented women singer-songwriters.
Yeah.
It's like this whole like, I think it also plays into why, I mean, it's becoming better, but it's still very like, I definitely benefit from this, honestly. It's like the idea of like a man as being like more of a creative genius, whereas like people are slower to ascribe that idea, I think, to women.
Such a good point. Yeah, it's really interesting that, isn't it? I was thinking the exact same thing when I was preparing my tunes for this show yesterday.
How much of creative genius you are and how women are not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, obviously not.
Do not take this out of context. No, I don't.
No, I was just because I was like, fucking hell. Like when I was younger, I just listened to dudes.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
there's
me
my
too.
musical,
Me too.
I didn't listen to like almost, if not at all, like any female artist like growing up,
Yep.
which is crazy to think about. Like, you're so right about, and that's such an interesting take on it. Is like describing like the genius label to someone.
Yeah.
It comes so quickly. Like the fact that we call some people call like Kanye West a genius.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he's, I hate to say it, Kanye, I know you're listening, a fucking moron.
Right. One of my favorite. I've never been like a huge Kanye stan or anything. I've had moments where I've liked him.
I think here we are. Look at us talking about the history of
Maybe he'll
Kanye
hire me
music.
one day. Maybe he'll hire me one day, so I can't say anything bad.
Yeah.
But I love that one of my favorite things ever is when he went to the White House, like when Trump invited him to the White House, and there was someone like, there's people everywhere like filming it. It was just like a big fucking circus, and they just happened to notice him log onto his phone and his password was 0 4 times. And someone like was able to like take a picture of him doing his password and it was just like 0 4 times. Like this someone who's lauded as like this creative genius.
Creative genius.
It's just like us, man. Just like
you think that if he was a creative genius, he'd have that thing where you could like draw the pattern to unlock the phone.
Right.
I think that's way more like of a creative way to unlock your phone.
What's your phone password?
It's my birthday.
Oh yeah. Okay. If you're listening.
You don't know my birthday?
Of course I do.
Have a guess.
Yeah, we shared cake together. It was really lovely.
We did. We smothered it all over each other.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
At Spoons at Temple Meads.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was your suggestion. You
Yeah,
should go to
yeah,
Weatherspoons. You liked it so much. I know how much you like it there.
Is there like an American equivalent of Weatherspoons?
No.
There's not.
I mean, I guess like
McDonald's
Weatherspoons is so
count.
specific because like I've never been somewhere where they have like propaganda on the tables.
What do you mean?
At Weatherspoons, like the guy who runs it, right, is like.
Oh, he's the Brexit guy, right?
Yeah. But he'll like when I went to it, like kind of like the Scuffed Records guys, like Ian and Will, kind of had me and Nicky Nergo as like a laugh, and also because it's cheap, right?
Yeah.
But they had like
You're like,
pamphlets.
it's like the meal before an event. Like, we're gonna take you out, buddy. Don't you worry.
Yeah. It's like you're taking your girlfriend to like White Castle or something for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
But they have like pamphlets on all the tables that are like it's like Weatherspoons like newsletter, and it's like
Yes, Spoons News. Yeah.
And like the first 5 pages is dedicated to correcting not the Spoons publication, but other publications that have said things about spoons. They're like, this is a total misrepresentation of spoons. Like, we pay our workers fairly. Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're not reading carefully enough.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Your
Spoons.
propaganda radar is off the charts.
I mean, I'm just interested, man. Because
That
like,
is
it's like there's probably similar thing. I mean, in America, so have you heard of In-N-Out? The burger chain?
Yeah.
So like at the bottom of the fries, there's a little Bible quote every time you go.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but it's not as like overt as like, I mean, I feel like it's one thing to do that. Like everyone's just like, whatever. But like it's a bit more direct with spoons, like.
That's quite subliminal though. You reading that?
Is it? Yeah. And when you come to mention it, maybe that's even worse because you're not like.
You're not taking it in as like.
Like, oh, okay, interesting. As instead of like, oh, this guy's really, like this guy is really xenophobic. Whereas like, but I don't know.
So there's no spoons in the US.
No, but I guess like Chick-fil-A is like closed on Sundays for religious observance, and
Yeah, is that real? I've read about that. I didn't know if it was real.
And they like are notorious for like funding like like. I actually don't remember exactly what they funded. Something unsavory. Something unsavory.
I don't want to libel yourself to Chick-fil-A on this podcast.
I'm just worth too much now.
Their legal team are paying close attention.
My
since
team.
the last episode.
My team has so much writing on my success. I can't put
exactly.
I
just
can't. You
gotta be careful.
I'm just like a attributeless blob. I don't have no personality because if I it's just not a good idea.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't have to say it.
Yeah. I know. You're so kind, Marlon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what, mate? You do this show long enough, you learn a few tricks.
Sure. How was festival season? Because I know you went to like a load of different festivals.
I didn't go to that many, actually.
No.
So you're just making shit up now.
No, well, I saw you went to the one with the man on the duck. That was cute.
Yeah, that was Get On.
Near Devon, as you
Near Devon, it was
mentioned.
the hand, yeah. Near Devon, that was called Get On Festival. One of my friends were running. It was like a kind of smaller one.
Yeah.
And that was really good. I really like the sort of smaller festivals. I think that they're like way more personal.
Yeah.
And like you can go back to your tent like super easily to get stuff.
You don't
and,
feel like livestock getting pushed around.
Yes, you don't. It's not like security, like walking around everywhere all the time. Like it's really nice and way more relaxed. But then it's a give and take, isn't it? Because like that, there's less stages, there's maybe less things to do, which is why I was there sitting on a duck interviewing people.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what? Wait, why does that mean you have to be on the duck interview?
Because it's like during the daytime, maybe music doesn't start till 2 p.m.
Oh, really?
I can't remember. It
didn't go all night or anything?
No.
Okay.
Festivals don't usually go all night.
Well, there's some campouts I've been to, and there's one that I've been to a couple of times called Never Sleep Again, where it's literally there's DJs going all night.
Jesus.
Every night, and pretty much like.
Is that a festival or is that like a free party thing?
It's like a 200-person campout. It's like really small.
What's a camp out? Is that like you pay to get in or?
Yeah. It's like
okay, so it is it's like a sort of like unlicensed festival thing.
Yeah, you're like chipping in for like helping the production.
Don't call the police, okay?
Don't do it.
And that's in America.
Yeah.
Definitely don't call the police.
Don't call police. Don't call the bobbies. Don't call the 12.
Don't call the fuzz.
Don't call the fuzz. Don't do it. I found out the bobbies are called that because the person who founded the Metropolitan Police is Sir Robert Peel. And
really, Bobby?
Yeah, it comes from Bobby. They're the bobbies. Yeah.
I like that.
Little history for you.
Do you know why they're called the fuzz?
I heard because they have like fungi growing inside of them, so it's like really like
they're all fuzzy on the inside.
Fuzzy on the inside. Yeah.
Aren't we all just fuzzy on the inside?
Maybe you are.
Okay.
I'm a little. I mean, when I get. I guess I've gotten like, when I go to Mexico, sometimes I feel quite ill, and I feel like I might be fuzzy inside from drinking the water. Have you been to Mexico?
No, I've been to Colombia for like 2 weeks with my girlfriend because she travelled Central and South America.
Medellin, Bogota, where'd you go?
Both, yeah. And then we did like the Lost City trek through the sort of jungle.
Wow.
Like camping, sleeping in these sort of like camps.
Did they like set it up for you?
Yeah, you have like a guide and like it takes you through and...
I did that on the Inca Trail.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible. But I've never been to Mexico.
Okay.
What's Mexico saying?
It's really beautiful country. Fantastic. Unfortunately, my experience is like very marked by the presence of cartel.
Right.
In Mexico City, none of the established clubs are without a guy who tries to sell you like ecstasy or coke.
Right.
And you don't have to buy from him.
Yeah.
But if he catches you doing drugs
that aren't from him,
you will get extorted, and if you try to like get out of that, they'll rough you up or like
really
or worse. Yeah. And they can kill you if they want to.
Extorted being like you have to pay me now because
they'll be like whoa what is this like no now you got to pay.
Yeah.
Like not for drugs just because you were doing
someone else's drugs.
This is our turf. Like you buy drugs from us.
Okay, interesting.
And they also like, and it's like the venue owners don't. What option do you have? They come in and they're like, hey, we're gonna do work here now.
Yeah,
it's not a question. It's not like, oh, is it cool if we set up here? It's like, hey, I love the party. It's so cool. You know what? I just started this business. It would be awesome if you let me. It's like they show up and it's like you fucking know.
I have a gun.
No, they don't even say. They just know, man. Like they know when the cartel shows. It's not like, and it's so. The thing is, it's like so pervasive. Like I've heard stories of credible stories of like, so a friend of a friend was playing at a festival in Mexico, and they were paid like a certain. They're Mexican and they're being paid like a certain amount quarterly to play multiple festivals over the course of the year. Mm-hmm. And I don't know exactly the circumstances that led up to this, but they were playing a set. Like while they were at the decks, someone from the cartel comes up to them and is basically like, "Hey, you have to pay us all the money that you made this quarter or you're gonna be in trouble." And basically they just like. That was their sole livelihood. So basically they just like ran, got to a car and like left the country because they were like, I can't afford to like give this up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, what can you do in that situation? Because you can't
go to the cops.
Because
they're getting paid off.
Okay.
Or or a lot.
These are your options, right? You go to the police. You run.
Yeah. Or you pay.
Yeah. Or you say no?
You say no, see what happens, fuck around, find out.
Not really an option, is it? Saying no.
It's quite mad because I'm sure, you know, like, there's a lot of, I mean, look, there's corruption to an extent in every country.
Definitely.
And nowhere is immune from this. But it's just, I guess, like, seeing it in such a bald-faced, like, expression is really, like, and seeing it so much in nightlife is not really, like, sure, like, I'm sure there's a lot of shady things in nightlife anywhere, but that was just like, holy shit, like, this is another level, like, it was crazy.
Do you feel like that sort of bleeds over to the US in an extent? Or,
Oh yeah. The cartel's operating in America for sure. Yeah, and like the opioid epidemic in San Francisco where I live is very, very much.
That's crazy. The stuff I've seen about that is
crazy. It's mad. It's really mad.
I'm too stupid to talk about that on this podcast.
Yeah. Do you want to do some fentanyl? I have some if you want. I'm trying to.
I'll stick to my hazy pale ale, sir. Thank you.
Just being nice. I mean,
before we get you put on a cartel watch list.
Yeah.
Let's move along. I just realised about 20 minutes ago. I have one of your records downstairs.
Oh, do you? Like a physical record?
Yes, the Scuffs one with the Interplanetary Criminal remix.
Yeah, that one's quite valuable in Discogs.
Is it?
Yeah, don't sell it.
I might sell it now.
Hey.
Was that your first?
I'll spark you out, mate.
You're already picking up the slang, bro.
I love it.
Come on, okay, fine.
I like the
I'll humour you, fine.
I really like the old stuff, like the, you know, like Ollie Siz, SYZ.
Yeah.
Was telling me that, like, give fruities a nudge, like slot machines, like old timey slang.
Okay, yeah.
I just like the idea of like a guy who goes down to the pub and to the bookies all day, and that's like their whole life. That's fucking awesome.
You like that?
It couldn't be me, but I just love the idea.
What do you like about it?
We don't have fucking Ladbrokes or like Paddy Power in America.
It's a whole gamble. It's like, it's very illegal in some places, isn't it?
Or maybe it exists, but it's not like you don't see it next to the fucking corner store. It's like
next to like,
and there's everywhere. There's like there's like a Ladbrokes every like 3 blocks.
Yeah, that's not a good thing though.
No, I mean, it's like we all have vices, you know, like.
I guess so.
It's like, and now it's like I do feel like they're never like packed. There's like the most full I ever see them is there's like 3 geezers.
The thing that I hate about them though is that, like, well, for one, like, it's always the sign of like a sort of like a failed high street, right?
That you've got a Ladbrokes
where there's like all there is on that high street is like charity shops and like bookies and like the occasional like barber shop maybe and like a milkshake shop. You know,
have your pub.
To an extent, but even that on high streets now they don't even have. But that's what I was going to say next. Is it's like, when you have, on one side of the street, you have a bookies, and on the exact opposite side of the street, you have a pub. And they just feed off of each other.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'm pissed. I'm gonna win some money. Oh, I lost all this money. I need a drink.
Yeah, sick.
Like, it's so awful.
If I'm like a pensioner, you know, and I'm upset that, like, you know, whatever, like, what the Utes are doing, and I'm gonna go like.
These damn Utes.
Yeah, these damn Utes, man. I'm gonna go to the fucking. I'm gonna go around.
Sorry, you need to be somewhere. Sorry, your watch just buzzed.
No, that's just that's the killer joke alert. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go to the Coach and Horses. Gonna get a pint. You know, talk to my mans about the affairs of the day.
As one does.
As one does. Read my Daily Mirror or like whatever, and then go to Ladbrokes and have or go somewhere and have a nudge on my fruities. You know, like. I'm like whatever. I mean,
you sound like you're really plugged in actually to British culture.
I mean, you know what? I haven't had shepherd's pie.
Have you not? Is it something that you want to try?
Yeah. Well, I was asking Jim Omunit about it yesterday, and he was like, "Well, it's not really something you buy. It's something you make at home.
Yeah.
You can't buy shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Made it. Would it be weird if you open a shepherd's pie? Well, there's pie minister, but you can't buy a shepherd's pie there.
But that's not. But there's pies, and then there's shepherd's pie, right? It's a different thing. Because the shepherd's pie, I mean, you know what shepherd's pie is, right? It has,
I thought so. Well, what is it? What am I completely...
It has like it doesn't have. There's no pastry in a shepherd's pie.
Oh no.
No.
What the fuck?
Did you think there was pastry?
Yeah.
No.
No. But like a savory pie, like the same as like a chicken pot pie.
No, a shepherd's pie is so different to that.
Okay, what's a shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie is like, there's 2 layers, right? You make it in like you make it in the same sort of tray that you would make
like lasagna.
Lasagna, exactly.
Oh, okay, I think I know.
And the bottom layer is like minced like ground beef
Yeah.
and like gravy and maybe peas.
There's some mash in there as well, right?
No, that's the top layer.
That's
the
the top layer, that's top
layer
layer.
is just mashed potato.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah,
sometimes you'll put cheese on top if you really want to.
Yeah.
And you'll crisp it all up. You get a fork and you draw like lines in it with the fork.
Yeah.
So that when it crisps up, it has like lines of like crispy potato.
Yeah.
And then you eat that.
Why wouldn't they sell that? That's like so easy to make.
No, you're right, and it's a great point. If you open like a shepherd's pie shop, it would probably fucking pop off. But that's your American entrepreneurialism right there, my friend.
There we go. I've always had it.
You should stay in the UK and open a shepherd's pie shop.
I'm going to import Jaffa cakes to America, and I'm going to do shepherd's pie.
They don't have Jaffa cakes in the US.
Fuck no, man.
What?
No. It's not that. It's Jaffa cake. That's like the most like. That's so British, man. We don't have it. We don't have Jammy Dodgers either, but Jammy Dodgers are kind of shit.
They kind of suck.
They're so dry.
Yeah, they're not great. Fun fact for you about Jaffa cakes.
Yep. What do you got?
Legally. I'm gonna get it wrong. But
I think no, go on. I think I know what you're
so there's like a whole debate, right, about whether or not they're a cake or a biscuit. Right? And it's like this really like hotly contested thing about whether they're Jaffa cakes are a cake or a biscuit.
Someone's losing sleep over this. Yeah.
Lots of people are. It's a big thing. And they had like a court case over it because obviously they're called Jaffa cakes. Everyone was like, "You're not a cake, you're a biscuit." And they're like, "No, we're a cake." Blah blah blah. And it went to court.
Who was that speaking just there? Was that the spokesperson for Jaffa Cakes? You're like,
This was the Jaffa Cakes legal team.
Oh, okay.
Right? And they're like, "No, we're a cake." Shut up.
Yeah.
So they had this whole trial, blah blah blah, and so they got themselves legally, like classified as a cake because cake products in the UK pay like far less tax than biscuit products do.
Oh, okay. No, that makes total sense. Yeah, Jaffa Cakes, man. It's like.
Can you just do that? Just say that line again, just so I can clip it nicely.
Yeah. Jaffa Cakes, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, just out of context. Jaffa Cakes.
Perfect. What else? What other stuff do you like? What exports are you a fan of from the UK? Or I guess you could flip it and say, what do you wish we had here from the US?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of it that way. I mean, I think of it like they're their own places. Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like there's always been or at least in contemporary music, there's always been an interchange of.
I was talking about like snacks and stuff. I wasn't talking about music.
Like shut your mouth.
No, carry on.
Let's talk about fucking music. Well, I mean, it's funny because like for a long time there wasn't any jungle or UKG at the club nights that I was going to. I mean, so it's interesting because wherever I've lived, there have been like small drum and bass like crews that will throw like weekly or monthly events.
Okay.
But they're older heads, like it's like they're holdovers from like the 90s. Who like didn't, and like when I guess the first wave of it hit.
Yeah.
And it kind of like fell off in America. Like it didn't consistently.
We have those as well here.
Oh sure. Oh yeah, sure. You know, it's so funny. I see those like classic drum and bass night. You know, like what'll
Nice
be like,
accent.
It's okay. Sometimes I do Australian accidentally, but thank you. No, I'll take it. No, but I'll see like they'll have like artists that I would really love to see, and they'll like put them all on a bill together, and it'll be in London, and I'm like, man, that's got to be like a grave rave. You know, that's got to be like.
Grave rave.
It's gotta be like 40, 50 years old. People just like pinging with their mates from back in the day. One of them's like lost a legs or diabetic or whatever, you know, like which fair play, you know, like it's cool.
No, yeah, you gotta respect.
It's cool that you can do that. Like, I mean, hey, if I'm lucky to live that long, maybe that'd be cool to do as well. You know, I'll go see Night Slugs or something, or like DMZ. Well, it's already getting there.
Or even like you go see like a 60-year-old like interplanetary criminal or something.
How you doing, Jack?
Still smoking like so many fucking strays.
Just fucking blasting stoves. Yeah, it just sounds like the other night actually at Color Factory. It's like, yeah, he's killing it. Anyway, what was I talking? Oh yeah. I kind of want to. Part of me wants to go to those like one because I've never seen like Digital and Spirit, you know, like I've never seen like Bristol Legend, Crust, you know, like I'm not, you know, like I would love to see them, you know, it would be fun, you know, but I feel like that's also what's funny is like I have quite a soft spot. I don't really play it in my sets because I think people think it's really bait, and I do play it sometimes
for drum and bass.
if I feel really safe. No, jump up.
Oh!
If I feel really safe with a crowd and it's like I'll play a little bit.
Really?
But like my friends in the UK are like, nah, mate, don't play it. They're like, don't play it. It's bait. I'm like, okay, all right.
You don't listen to them. You should fucking play it.
You know what? Here's my theory. All it's gonna take is one really cool underground DJ to play. Like if Object plays a jump up drum bass play, all the hipsters are gonna be like, they're gonna be smoking. They're like, that was so like transgressive.
Dude,
like,
you're so fucking right. It's actually unreal.
And then it's gonna it's gonna be really cool. And then everyone's gonna be like, you know what? We love Hazard. We've always loved Hazard.
Bro, you are so right.
And no one's gonna admit it now. No one will admit it. Like none of the cool DJs. I bet you, if you ask them, they're like, distasteful, gross.
Yeah.
But you know what? They win because I'm afraid to play it sometimes. Because I'm like,
this is it. You're letting them. You're letting them take it.
I'm letting them win. Yeah. Because there's something about it. It's just like fucking crazy. Like I mean, sometimes it's just obviously sometimes it's just fucking wacky. But like you
can't do an hour of it.
No. But the only time I've actually been to Fabric was for a real Players Night or True Players.
Right.
What is it? You don't know? Oh come on. It's a DJ. It's a.
Dude, I don't like music. It's not much really my thing.
Fair enough. It's a good place to end right there. Nah, but that was the only time. That was the one time I went to Fabric for a jump up drum bass night, and I think it has this rep in the UK as being like youth music, or like but like in an obnoxious way, like 12,
what do you mean?
Like 16-year-olds pissed up, jumping around, being obnoxious.
I mean that's what the UK is all about.
Fair play.
I think that's when you think of Britain, is that not what you think of?
Partly, I guess.
This has been a really cultural episode, hasn't it?
Yeah. Nice one. Yeah.
We learned lots about different.
I like telling people. One of my favorite things about British slang is that you can end a conversation by saying "nice one." Like "nice one."
Why can you not? You can't do that in anywhere else.
Well, in America, it's confusing because there's when you say "nice one." It's just understood that you're. In America, I don't know what you're referring to. Like if you just come to me like, yeah, I had a great day. Nice one. Like, nice one what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? You say, like, all right, have a good one. That's something you would say. It's, like, more of an American thing.
Is there American slang?
Yeah, like, hella. Sup?
Yeah, sup. But, okay, fine. Is there American slang that was invented after 2013?
That was before 2013.
I guess like Riz.
Riz, fucking
skibbity
toilet Riz. Yeah. It's the true heart of culture.
Exactly.
The skibbity toilet Riz. No, I mean it's funny because it's one of those things where it's like hard to pick out because it's so part of your vocabulary. Your day to day.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with me though, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same with vice versa.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, there's certainly slang I don't hear as much here, like dope or like. I mean, people will say like sick, but like
Yeah, in a different way. People don't say dope here.
I guess I kind of use less slang. You know what's funny is like when I travel more, when I get back home, I find that I use less regional slang because I want to make myself more understandable to people when I travel.
Right.
Because like when I'm spending time in Germany, like I don't want to be like. I think it's kind of cool. Like I think it's entertaining if someone comes to America and they have like lots of regional British slang. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But for some reason, when I'm traveling, I'm like, well, I don't want to be too hard to understand. I want to.
What kind of regional slang do you have that I wouldn't be able to understand?
Well, I guess it's not so much British folks, but like people, like if you go to other international places, like if I were in Japan, for example, like I wouldn't be like, oh, it's hella sick, bro. Like I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think. Like, man, I guess I wonder what slang should I fucking use. I don't even know. I used to be like really into incorporating like eccentric slang into my, just because I think it's funny.
That is funny. That is good.
Like a stogie for like cigarettes.
Yeah, I use stogie. Stogie's a good one.
I don't smoke, but like I just think that's funny. Like blasting stogies. Like someone's
that's good.
Cigarettes.
That's good.
It sounds violent. Like kind of like way over the top.
It sounds satisfying though as well. It does sound fucking satisfying.
I got off the decks, just blasted stoves in the smoking area.
That sounds good.
There's a fit bird across the room.
Whoa, okay, steady on.
Yeah, sorry. keep it in my pants. Yeah. I don't know, it's like funny, like I don't know. I guess
We've not spoken about basically any music. And we've probably got about 5 minutes left.
Alright, well go on.
No, mate, it's fine. But sometimes, who do I have on?
It's not true. We talked about grime. We talked about drill. We talked about kind of like
jump up.
We talked about quite a bit of music. To be fair, we talked about Bob Dylan.
It's just, true.
No, you gotta check out if you like Bob Dylan. Would you still enjoy that stuff if you listen back?
Yeah, I played some of it on my show yesterday.
Oh, did you? Okay, well you gotta check out Joni Mitchell. I'll send you this one album. You will. I
probably know her. I'm just being a fucking idiot. Like I'm just.
No, I mean I feel like I heard the name, but I was record digging in New York earlier this summer, and I was just like digging. It was an Academy Records in Brooklyn. Shouts out.
I've heard of that shop. Is it quite famous?
I guess so. It's been around. They have 2 shops now, so it's
Okay.
like decent. And I had a great time digging there, and it was priced quite fairly. But I listened to some really entrancing, really lovely, fluid, just like really full and melodic music came on, and it was Joni Mitchell, and I'd never heard it before, and I was like, who is this? And the guy around the store was like, you kidding me? This is Joni Mitchell, like Court and Spark was the name of the album.
Right.
And I was like, man, I was like, I've been missing out. This is like so delightful, and it's such a pleasant listen. It's so like engaging and like emotionally like. I love listening to that shit when I'm like not like
Real music, if you will.
Oh yeah, this none of this AI
This
shit.
fucking fake bleeps and bloops, man.
I can't. Yeah, man. It's all. I think Orbital just fucked it up for everybody.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, and that Farsight guy as well.
Fucking Pillock, man.
Fucking look, there it is. There it is.
What an absolute Burke.
There's oik.
Oik. I don't know this one.
Oik means like it's what like super like privileged posh people used to call like the common scum. It's like you fucking oik.
I love it. There's a classist connotation.
Yeah, oh, big time.
Would people? Is it like less offensive now? Is it like would people think you're being funny if you're using?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They wouldn't be like, what the fuck, man?
Nobody calls anyone an oik anymore.
Okay, it's like old timey slang.
Yes.
It's like it's antiquated and kind of
Yeah,
silly. Okay,
exactly.
Good.
Yeah,
That's my sweet spot.
Exactly. Stuff that used to be egregiously offensive, but
Right.
now you can laugh it
It's a
off.
little bit dainty, It's like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, you silly American.
Calling people an oik.
Silly Yang.
When are you flying back to the US?
So it's going to be on the 1st of October.
You're here for a little while longer then.
Yeah, so I'm back to London. Then next week off to Berlin for a few days before I play at Tresor.
Nice.
Then quick cheeky gig in Madrid, and then from there back to London for like 2 days where I'll be shattered, and then fly back to the States. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been here for? You told me earlier.
It's a month's trip.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been great, man. I really like it here. It's the way I'm just glad I'm not here when it's freezing, but
Yeah, true fucking say.
But no, there's nowhere else in the world like. I know things are like in a weird place. I read that like tweet that's like before pandemic there was 1,500 clubs in the UK and now there's 500 or whatever.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane.
And it's like it does feel like when I played in Leeds last time I was here, where I saw you at Levin, like I played in Leeds, I played in around, and I did feel this narrative. Really, it felt like true. Like I remember went to Leeds, like Wire just closed. Everyone was talking about that.
Yeah.
It does feel like. London, I'm trying to think of venues I've been to that are now closed, but I mean, at least, you've got like, MOT, Ormside, Cause, there's still stuff.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I don't know. So I guess it is what I'm trying to say is, even though it feels like it is in this period of kind of like contraction, I do still feel like, or I know that, like, this is, I don't know, I've never been anywhere, obviously, I've never been anywhere else where you can find such a concentration of UK music, as in the UK, no shit. But it's like, for me, that's so exciting. Because, like, I don't know. In America, it's like, it's becoming more accepted, more, like, especially in San Francisco, the scene's, like, really fun for that. Like, I can play, like, very adventurous sets of UK music now, where I couldn't before. But it's never going to be the same as here. Like, you can see legends, on most weekends.
It's interesting, like, your sort of perception of it, coming in as an outsider, like, it has a much more sort of, like, positive, optimistic outlook on it, right? Like to you, does it feel like things, like, does it feel like things are in like dire straits? Does it feel like things are sort of not gonna get better, or do you sort of, as an outsider, you sort of you almost see the stuff that maybe a lot of people here take for granted a little bit?
Well, I guess I do, because like sometimes I'll talk to people and they'll be like, oh yeah, UK is shit for music, and I'm like, I mean. It's fair. You can have your own opinion, and it can be true to you because that's how you feel, sure. But I feel like you can be James from Leeds in the UK. I'm being a little bit silly, but like you can be someone from random, like Swindon.
Yeah.
You're
Swindon, come on.
You're
You really know your shit, bro.
You're older. Like your dad was a drum and bass DJ.
Yeah.
He shows you the ones and twos. Shows you how to mix. You're really young. Maybe you have a mate who's been producing for a while. He shows you the trick. You might not have access to that in America. Whereas like there's more of a culture for it here. And then let's say you put out like a couple banging singles, you know, let's say you get lucky, you send it to a couple really good DJs, you could be played on the BBC One.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is like
the biggest platform.
Which is
UK.
like, there's no equivalent to that in America.
Yeah.
And not only is it a huge platform, it's like paid for by the government. It's like subsidized, you know? So it's like, there is, yes, for sure it's hard. I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's so easy in the UK.
Yeah.
It's not, but there are many more avenues that are subsidized by the government to like, you know, like one reason it's I feel like I've been doing this for a while and I meet loads of people who are like, oh yeah, I started last year, and it's whatever. They have banging tunes, they're great behind the decks, it doesn't matter, but like, you can do that here in the UK. Like there's the infrastructure for it.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I didn't have any, like I was just, making random shit, like, be like, man, this grime stuff is so cool. And they're like, whatever, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't really have a place to like build that. But that's why when I come here, I'm like, oh, sick. You know, like, you go out to a night and people, like I can chat breeze about, you know, whatever. Do
you think that sort of, you mentioned like government intervention, like sort of government funding and stuff. Do you think that's important then in terms of like the development of stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, because like, that's why, I mean, I used to be like, I used to stick my nose up because like I staying in San Francisco, part of me is like I have this chip off my shoulder, like I don't need to move to London or Berlin. But like, I mean, realistically, man, I think I'm gonna have to.
You think you do eventually?
I think I will, yeah. But it's like, I mean, but for a long time I was like, nah, I don't need to do that, and then you slowly.
Like you're doing the little walking thing.
Yeah. Like I'm convincing myself, like I don't need to do that. But you know, when I come out here, I really see it. I'm like, oh shit! Like you can actually like have it is possible to play underground music and make a living in the UK and Europe. Is it easy? No. But is it doable in a way that I don't think it is in America?
You don't think it is in America?
I mean, it's not really, man. Not really. That's why I have a day job. I mean, I know people that, like, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Yeah, sure.
But look at, like, I mean, I think of, like, artists, I'm not going to name names, I think of artists that are bigger than me, that I know, that I'm close with, that are doing this. And there's I can think of like maybe 1, 2, 3 people that I think are making really cool underground music that are able to make a living. It's bare stress, man. Like it's like they're really making a lot of sacrifices, and I can tell you 2 of those 3 are like, I want to get a day job. Because it's just too much. You know, it's like they're grinding themselves into the bone.
I thought it was meant to be the land of opportunity, man.
I mean, man, it seems so hard to like, I mean, I guess, I don't know, like I've never like, I don't know. It's for some people, I think it definitely is. I'm sure, like, I know for a fact there are people, I mean, there's a reason people still come to America, like, and migrate there a lot. There are a lot of opportunities there. But, like, everywhere it's got problems. And I think, especially now we're in a period of, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm too stupid to understand, like, huge economic trends, but I think, like, there's so much economic disparity and, like, it's just, like, it's harder than ever to come from nothing and build yourself up.
Yeah.
I think it can be done, but it's, like, are you going to get mega rich? Probably not, ever. Like, It's like, maybe you'll get, like, yeah, maybe you can eventually make a down payment on a house and have a family. Like, that's awesome. And maybe you lived in a place of danger where you lived before and this is better for you.
Yeah.
Amazing. But, man, if you were born in like 1952 and you just like held on to some money and didn't spend it, and like you could have been easily inherited a house, you had all this money, like times are easy, man. You could have been a huge fuck up, like gone to rehab a bunch of times, and you would be set for life. You'd be fine, just because money just appreciated so much.
Yeah.
And there's so much more like houses and land, and like people could just like have a place, and it would be like. Now it's like I don't know. I certainly don't think I'll be able to, if I wanted to have kids, which I don't necessarily, I don't think I'll be able to afford to have them in the next like 5 years. Partly because I'm fucking greedy and I want to travel and like do my DJ shit.
But you were born in 1957, weren't you?
It was a great year.
Like,
it was a great year, man.
Not that far from 52.
No, yeah, and let me tell you, man, I don't remember a lot of the 60s, but it was pretty mental, you know.
Until you were 13, yeah.
You know, they kept me, you know, instead of hiring a babysitter, they just dosed me on acid, you know.
Yeah, classic.
That's where the tunes come from, really, you know, like. I don't write them; they come from somewhere else.
The third eye.
Yeah, that's right. The chakra, baby.
Let's bring this baby around, shall we?
Let's do it.
You've not touched that entire. I got you a glass of water.
Do you want me to chug it right now? I'll chug it.
Take the chewing gum out. Chug it.
Give me some sound effects.
Right, go on.
Tell me when.
3, 2, 1, go.
Bruh, damn, son.
milliliter pint of water, chill. Not on the microphone. Not on the microphone. It's okay, it's okay. Farsight, any closing remarks for the people?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Thank you, sir. Big up. What a beautiful ending. Fucking hell. Thank you for listening to this episode of Chatting Brews. I hope you enjoyed. Farsight is just such a funny bastard. I absolutely love him to pieces. Can never tell whether he's being serious or not, which is why I think me and him get along quite well, actually. Short outro this time. Thanks for listening. There is something big coming your way next week on the label, so keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. If you're not following us on the Instagram already, it's Belters Mag on Instagram, Belters on SoundCloud, and yeah, see you.